everybody, it's Dina Rico with the Creativity Cave, and I have this amazingly cool card to share with you today. I love it because check out this center little thing. This is ribbon, and it's really easy. And I created the coloring in this super quick, and I can't wait to show you what it is. So let me show you how I made this. First of all of the details and dimensions are on my blog. The link is in the description of this video, as well as links to purchase any of these items should you be interested in them. And I love this because I'm going to use my Stamparatus. So the Stamparatus is new to Stampin' Up. It will be in our next catalog, which starts June 1st, but back in November and December you could reserve one, and the first round has just shipped out. So I want to show you how I'm using my Stamparatus in this particular card. Now, it's not required to make this card at all, but I want to show you what happened when I used mine. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to place my piece of cardstock right here, and I'm just lining it up on the two edges here because this is a red rubber stamp with the foam already attached. I don't need my foam pad. I can do it right on the Stamparatus itself. So I want to stamp my butterfly about there. Okay, so I'm going to close the lid and pick up my image. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because this is a big image, and I know that it is possible if I were to ink this up, I might not get a full coverage on it. That this way I can reposition it and ink it again and not have any trouble. Okay, so I'm going to take my black ink and just ink this up real good. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp it down on here, and I kind of purposefully didn't stamp it really well. Oh, look, it's not perfect. Okay, so here's where the Stamparatus really shines. I'm going to ink this back up again, really making sure I get good coverage of the ink on here. And I'll stamp it down once more. This time I'm really going to press on here. Ooh, I'm pressing so hard my camera's shaking. Sorry about that. And then look, it's perfect. So that makes me very happy. And I love this because if I were to do a whole bunch of these cards, maybe I wanted to make up a bunch of them to have on hand or give out to people, I could easily do that and then just reposition my cardstock in the same spot each time. Now, some might ask why I'm not doing it up at the very top, and that's because when you get close to the hinges, it doesn't stamp quite as well. You can do it, but I've found better success when I have it down just a touch. So that's why I scooched my cardstock down. Okay, now I'm going to move this over here and show you how the rest of the card comes together. So I've got this stamped in my black ink. Oh, and I'm going to stamp one more thing. I'm using the stamp set Beautiful Day, which is right here. Such a cute stamp set, and I love there's two wonderful sentiments that come in this set. So I'm going to stamp one of them on the outside of my card. Now, I could have used my Stamparatus for this, but I just quick added it here. Then I'm going to take another stamp set to add the color. I'm going to be using the Work of Art stamp set. I actually happen to have this set wood mount, which is kind of funny because it's just an older set from back in the day. And I actually want to clean my stamp quick, and I'm going to show you why I'm going to do that. Just grabbing my stamp cleaner. So when I stamped my sample here for the video, my ink was still wet on my butterfly. And so some of that ink transferred to my stamp. Can you see kind of the outline of the butterfly right there? So if I were to ink it again, it's possible that I would get those lines on my card, and if they didn't line up, they might not look so hot. So I'm just going to clean my stamps quick for that. Okay, so I am going to take some Pear Pizzazz and some Pool Party to color my butterfly. Now, the very first one I did, I actually stamped in Old Olive and Bermuda Bay, and I thought it was just a little bright. So I switched colors, and you'll have to tell me which one you like best. Okay, so I just colored the whole thing in with 3 stamps. How cool is that? Very quick. Here is the darker shades, and I just felt like this was a little dark. I don't know why, but I like this one better. So you can decide which one you like the best, the darker or the lighter one. Now let's get to the really awesome part. I'm going to set this aside for a minute. We're going to do this ribbon business, which is really fun. So I'm going to start with a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to cover it with some Tear and Tape. I could also use some of our multi-purpose adhesive sheets. Either one is going to work, but this was kind of a quick, let's see if it works, and it did, so I'm just going with it. So I think this Tear and Tape is about 1/4 inch wide, so I'm just putting 4 of them down. Okay, and then before I do anything, I'm going to kind of burnish these a little. And then I'm going to punch this with my 1-inch circle punch. It will punch through these just fine. Okay, there we go. Now all of that tape or adhesive is on there, so I'm going to peel all that off, each of the thingies, the backing pieces. And that's what I love about Tear and Tape, is it's really easy to get these backing pieces off, especially if you do just a touch of burnishing first. And then the trick is to set this down without touching it. There we go. All right, next I'm going to take my ribbon. Now most ribbons will work for this. The wider the ribbon, the bigger your circle you're going to want to be. I wouldn't get a 1-inch ribbon with 1-inch wide ribbon because that's a lot of ribbon, but it doesn't really matter. You want to take kind of the little point here, and you're going to just sort of tuck it down and tack it down in the center. All right, then what you're going to do is you're going to twist the ribbon. Twist and tack is kind of how you do it. You're just twisting it, and then you're tacking it down in a spiral, and then you're going to continue doing that all the way around your circle. And I will be honest with you, sometimes as you go, it gets a little thick, or the curls get really curly on your ribbon, and you kind of have to undo that curling effect. I'll show you what I mean in just a second here because I'm already getting it. But I'm just twisting and tacking it down and twisting and tacking it down. So I'll keep doing that until I fill up my 1-inch circle here. And I'm going to, hey, whatever you're doing, don't. Okay. Because I'm downloading that video, sweetie. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm continuing on.
Hi.
Hi.
Did you get a phone call from the school?
I did. Can we talk about it off my video?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. He wasn't in trouble.
My spine hurts.
He fell on the ice this morning. Okay, I'll come get you when I'm done with my video. That was my son, Carl. He is
adorable.
Sure, we can use that. He is 11. Almost 12. He'll be 12 actually in about a month. Okay, so as you can see, I'm getting close to the edge. You can also see I'm getting lots of rolls in my ribbon. So I'm going to kind of undo them by, you know, unrolling it the other way. All right. So you just kind of want to get that last little bit. Now, when you've run out of room, as I've done here, what you're going to do is put a little fast fuse on the back, or maybe a glue dot, something strong. That Tear and Tape will work well as well. And you want to do that so you can tack down the ribbon on the back side, and then you can see it covers everything nicely, which looks fantastic. All right, I'm gonna just snip that off, and everything is covered, and it looks wonderful. Okay, next I'm gonna take, this is actually my layer of cardstock that I'm going to put this on, but first I'm gonna punch out a circle. this is with the 1 1/4, or pardon me, 1 1/8 inch scallop circle that's in the Occasions catalog. It's a new punch, and I'm actually going to adhere my circle to this punch because it kind of dresses it up just a little bit. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to set that aside, and then let's put our card together because it's pretty easy from here. So first of all, I'm going to adhere this to my black layer, as I mentioned before. Oh, and I was wondering if I did that. Hold on. I cut them the same size. So we will trim it down so it is not the same size on our card. Sorry about that. My paper cutter is just off camera here, so bear with me for a second. All right. There we go. Now I'm going to adhere the center to my butterfly, and that's just so fun. Another option that you can do is you can start with like a gem or a clear faceted gem or a rhinestone in the middle and then kind of go from there. That is a good idea. Then the next thing you're going to do is fold your card in half. So I've got a Bermuda Bay card base, and on the inside I'm going to stamp my sentiment, also from this stamp set that says Happy Birthday. May your day be as beautiful as you. Aw. And then on my layer here, I'm going to take one of the other images from the stamp set, which is this little circle-y, flowery image. And I'm going to stamp that in the corners. It just kind of gives a little stamped design that sort of ties through, and I'll do that down here as well. You're not going to see a ton of it, so it's okay if it's not stamped perfectly, but there we go. And then I think that just ties the whole thing together. I'll adhere that to my card. Now I did a really skinny strip on here. I did, oh, except I thought I cut the paper wrong. I think I actually just did the paper that was left over from cutting the paper for my actual sample card, so I'm so sorry about that. We're good though. Okay. I did a really skinny strip on here because I do have several layers. I just wanted kind of to really punch those layers up. And there you go. Isn't that fun? So easy. You could also add some clear Wink of Stella to the wings if you wanted to dress it up even further. But I think this is a fantastic card and so fun with this ribbon. A great way to use your ribbon as well. That's a little different than just a bow or a knot. So I hope you enjoyed this. If there's any products that you need to buy, I would love to earn your business and be your demonstrator. I have a fantastic VIP rewards program, and I would love to invite you to that. All you need to do is make an purchase through my online store to become a member. There's all kinds of fun perks and exclusives just for you guys. So thank you again for stamping with me today. Come on back and I'll be back with more soon. Thanks guys. Bye.